How would you describe IBP in one sentence?
IBP is the battle plan of the business. It's an aligned, optimized, and feasible plan which connects strategy to execution to deliver the business results. There's a Chinese saying that every battle is won before it is ever fought. Similarly, in business, before getting into the battle, you make a plan to win that battle. That's what IBP is all about.
How does IBP contribute to managing risks and uncertainties in the supply chain?
So, managing uncertainties, managing scenario planning, and making relevant decision making is an integral part of the IBP process. So let me elaborate. The executive team looks at various scenarios of demand, of supply, and cost. They do it basis the economic scenario, basis the competitive scenario, basis geopolitical developments, and they look at the impact of all that on the top line and the bottom line and different business results and make corresponding decisions and action plan. So it's important to understand that IBP is not just one business plan. IBP is preparedness to deal with so-called VUCA world outside. When we talk about resilience, it requires you to make sure that you constantly look at your manufacturing network, your sourcing network, your supply network, and various operating policies like inventory. And that is precisely what we do in the IBP on an ongoing basis.
In your experience, how does IBP facilitate cross-functional collaboration in an organization?
I think cross-functional collaboration is the DNA of IBP. But I would go a step beyond collaboration. In the IBP process, the functional plans, that is the commercial plan, the financial plan, and the operational plan, become subservient to the overall business question, which is what is good for the overall business. And you emerge with one unified business plan. So it goes beyond collaboration. If I were to take a sports analogy, if I look at a soccer team, the entire soccer team is playing the game of scoring maximum goals and defending all the goals which are scored against them. So it's one game plan they are playing with. That's beyond collaboration. That's what the ideal IBP looks like. It goes beyond collaboration into one unified game plan.
Can you describe a successful case where IBP significantly improved a company's responsiveness to market changes?
Yes, I can share my own experience. I was once part of an executive team given the task of turning around a loss-making business. And there we instituted a cross-country, a regional IBP process to look at a number of, I would say, difficult decisions like the capital investments, the marketing spends, portfolio, and a number of other operating policies. And with that, we were able to turn around the business, I would say, in a relatively short span of time. So the process works, provided it is done properly, of course.
What role does technology play in enhancing the effectiveness of IBP? And what are the limitations?
Technology plays a critical role in the success of IBP. I often hear it is fashionable to say that technology is an enabling part of the entire piece, so to say. But in my view, it's a lot more than that. I think without good technology, you cannot connect the operational plan, the financial plan, and the commercial plan, which lies at the heart of the IBP. Also, we often talk about scenario planning. It is not possible to do good scenario planning without a strong technology helping you in the entire process of looking at the end-to-end value chain. So it's a lot more than just enabling. Like a bird flies on two wings, IBP flies on two wings. One is the process side of the IBP, second is the technology. And without the two together, the bird cannot fly. So would you call a wing an enabling part of the bird's body? No, I think it is much more than that.
How does IBP support sustainability practices in supply chain management?
Sustainability is not a Friday afternoon topic. It needs to be embedded in the entire planning and the end-to-end decision-making process. And that's precisely what IBP does for sustainability. Like in the IBP, we optimize the financial plan and the financial results. Similarly, in the IBP, we also look at the impact of the entire plan and the decisions on the sustainability side of the business. For example, what will be the greenhouse gas footprint as a result of this plan? What will be my recyclable packaging percentage with this next 18 months plan that I am making? And correspondingly, you make decisions. So IBP is a process which not only optimizes the top line and the bottom line and the capital efficiency, but it also optimizes sustainability simultaneously because it is embedded in the entire planning and the decision-making process.
What metrics do you use to measure the success of an IBP strategy?
I think two kinds of metrics. One is the financial metrics, which is the revenue growth, the profitability, and return on capital invested. In addition to that, however, there are various other business imperatives, the three I would name, which is sustainability, resilience, and agility. And they also need to be measured in terms of the progress. And the progress of all these KPIs and measures is the measure of success of the IBP.
How does IBP differ from traditional supply chain management approaches?
I think the DNA of supply chain and IBP is common. It is the DNA of orchestrating the end-to-end enterprise and orchestrating multiple elements to deliver business results. IBP, however, in my view, is an evolution of the old supply chain mindset, because in IBP we connect the operations plan very tightly with the financial plan and the commercial plan and make it into one unified business plan. So in my view, IBP is the evolution of supply chain towards its full potential.
Can IBP be effectively implemented in small to medium-sized enterprises?
IBP is not a luxury which SMEs cannot afford. On the contrary, IBP, in my view, is scale-agnostic, critical process for success of any business. Of course, you need to adapt it to the size and complexity of any business. In my view, on the other hand, SMEs may have a benefit. Often, SMEs have less complex organization structure and less bureaucracy, which actually makes it easier for them to adapt the IBP process.
What are common misconceptions about IBP that you've encountered?
I've encountered a few misconceptions about IBP. The first one is that it is a utopian idea and it's not pragmatic enough. Some people believe that the investment of resources and technology and time is too much and it is not justifiable. And some people think that it is so complex that it is not destined for success.
How critical is executive buy-in for the success of an IBP initiative?
Make or break. I would go beyond buy-in. I would go to the extent that the CEO or the head of the business needs to own the IBP process. Now, the orchestration of IBP can be done by a chief supply chain officer. It can be done by the CFO. That's not a problem. But the business head or the CEO has to own it. Without that, the IBP plane will not take off, or it will experience severe turbulence in the air and unfortunately will not stay afloat for a long period of time.
One word to describe the essence of IBP?
Battle plan.
Forecast accuracy or flexibility? Which is more crucial in IBP?
Agility. It's close to flexibility, but
Is IBP more about people or technology?
It's about people, and I would add culture.
Biggest challenge in IBP implementation?
Functional silos and functional agendas.
IBP's future in 3 words?
Connected, agile, and intelligent.